Hey, good news. I'm reading an article from builderonline.com stating mortgage rates fall for the 5th straight week. According to Freddie Mac's primary mortgage market survey, they're falling to the average of 7.22%, which obviously is lower than what we've seen. So they're trending in the right way. That's awesome. The 52-year average for 30-year mortgages is 7.74%. I looked that up as I read this article. So we're right at that average. We're right at a perfect time to start building a new home.
Yeah, and if someone's concerned about the mortgage rate, you know, if it does go down further, they can always refinance.
Correct.
Yeah, material prices have now stabilized to the point where they're at the new normal. So you're not going to see, I don't see prices of materials going down any further. So it's a great time to get on board.
Yeah. Chris, you're the purchaser for Golden Eagle Log and Timber. What have you seen recently?
Yeah, the lumber has stabilized. It's essentially probably double what it was prior to COVID. You know, COVID went crazy and it was 6 times what it was prior to COVID. So like Jan said, it's at the new normal, but I wouldn't be holding my breath or waiting to build a house thinking lumber is going to get cheaper. Because remember, lumber is only a small fraction of the true cost of building a home.
Anything labor intensive is going to continue to rise as wages increase. Just to keep up with what had happened with inflation, no one's going to take a pay cut. So you've got anything millwork related, whether it's interior doors, cabinetry, windows, even just the on-site labor. All of that will continue to increase throughout the years. So you're not going to save any money waiting to build later.
Right. Well, you just said, Chris, before we started that metal prices were going up, right? You
Yeah,
notice?
it's a world economy, and we're impacted outside of the U.S. by outside influences. And yeah, 3% is going to be effective December 15th.
Those interest rates that we had seen, let's just say in the last 10 years or so, those had been so low. That was once in a generation. Right. We can't realistically expect to hold out on that or wait for that. I don't think I'll ever see it again in my lifetime.
No, I don't think so either. Really, I mean, the longer you wait, just the more expensive it's going to get to build. I know Chris and Jan, you guys have been in the industry a long time. Has it ever gone down from the year prior to?
No, the more you wait, the more expensive the home gets. You know, when I was a kid, I can remember our folks moved us to Virginia, and I think their interest rate was like 17%. Yeah. It's just crazy.
Yeah, when I built my first home, I was at 11%. You know, labor rates will never go down. I mean, you can't pay an employee a wage and then cut his wages. So, I mean, people are going to, labor rates are at where they're at. They're only going to go up.
The housing market, there isn't a large supply anyway right now. There aren't a lot of used homes out on the market. So why buy a home that doesn't really fit your needs when you can build a new custom home and it checks all the boxes for you? And then you can start building those memories. For me, and I'm sure all of us as sentimental guys, you think of your family building memories in those homes. A lot of our clients, they have special pieces of property. They're in the mountains, on a lake lot, or just some old family farmland. And they want to see those memories built there. It's the home that everyone comes to for the holidays. It's the home that the kids grew up in or the grandkids come over all the time. I can tell you that when I built my home, we didn't have a son yet, and it was probably a little bit more of a home than we needed. It certainly was. But once we welcomed our son into our life, it was relieving to know that we had that space for him. We didn't have to think about moving, finding a home to raise him in. And it was just really convenient to have already had built the home and not to worry about it on the back end.
So you guys built when you were fairly young. We've got a lot of clients that, maybe a little bit older and contemplating whether or not they should build, if now is the right time. I always reference the story of my wife's parents that were contemplating building a new home for a couple of years. They'd talk to their financial advisor. Is this the right time to do it? Is this, is the market great? And, finally he said, you guys been talking about this for 2 years now. You've lost those 2 years. You could have been making memories in that home.
And when you build a new home, everything's brand new, right? Mm-hmm. That's the obvious. If you're in an older home and you're thinking of retiring, you're going to have to upgrade your furnace and your roofing to make sure that it's going to accommodate you through the years where you may not have expendable income to replace that. Plus, building sciences has developed so quickly over the last 5 to 8 years that we're building extremely energy efficient homes. certainly more energy efficient than we've ever seen in the past. And you know that the utilities are going to continue to rise.
Yeah, we're just seeing much better technologies. Imagine, it's just certainly not apples to apples with an existing home and a new home. If I were shopping for a new vehicle right now, I wouldn't be looking at a vehicle built in the 90s, but there are people out there that would look at a home built in the 90s that's out in the market and they'd say that's relatively new. I'd say it's a far cry from new. A lot has changed.
It has. I mean, just, with the wider doorways and the zero entry entrances to get into the house and the lever handle door hardware and all the conveniences that the new homes have today, you don't find them in existing homes. I mean, that's just something that's the homes that are built within the last few years are going to have.
Yep. Those design features are going to help you stay longer in that home so you can make more memories. I know Jeff always tells a great story about a client that, came here, was thinking about it for a few months, whether to build or not. They did pull the trigger. They did build, and they thanked him every day since, because now they were able to have family weddings, Christmases, birthdays there. They were able to make those memories sooner than rather when waiting.
There's a lot of great value in being able to stay in your home as long as you can, because if you have to go into an assisted living facility, as beneficial as they are pretty expensive. So if you can extend those years that you have in your own home, it actually saves you money on the back end. And when you have family come to visit, they'd much rather visit that home than the assisted living facility.
Yeah, my wife and I just recently moved into our new river home a few years ago, and now when we go out on the pontoon boat after work or whatever, and I'm like, why didn't we do this years ago? This is great. The grandkids come and visit now. Everybody wants to come and stay with us because we didn't have that offering for them before. So it brings home family as well.
Yeah, nobody's ever come to me and said, boy, I'm glad we waited to build our home. I mean, I've never heard that line, that's for sure.
Imagine a life where your home is a work of art, where nature and luxury embrace, with a custom Golden Eagle log and timber home. Our expert team is here to guide you every step of the way.